Hi, Marianne here from Marianne Talks, where I like to encourage people to go after their dreams and to also check off those items on your bucket list. And today I want to talk about changing our stories. We all have a story. We have a story about our childhood. We have a story about what our work life looks like, what our circumstances are. And a lot of times they might be good stories, they might be indifferent stories, but sometimes they're defeating stories or they're negative stories or they're taking what happened or what's the reality and they're just taking the negative components of it and making the story all about that. For instance, say you went to school and you never used that degree, your story might be, I was a failure at that thing because I never used it. Where the reality is you got education. Education's never wasted. And so you weren't a failure. You learned something, but you also learned that's not something you wanted to do. So you change the story. And why this is so important is because our subconscious listens to our stories, and then our decisions or what's attracted to us supports the story. And a lot of times, if the story's not good, positive, empowering, it's not a story that you want to have in your life. And it can even be simple things. For instance, I have a huge fear of going to the dentist. I go every 6 months, but I'm always a mess. Beyond a cleaning, I go there, I'm shaking, I have cold sweats or just all the signs of anxiety. And a few times I've even had to tell the dentist to stop because I had to breathe for a minute and get myself under control. And I've been going to him for years and he knows me and he'd be like, frustrated with me. And so this last time I said, this is ridiculous because the time before that I went, I was a mess. My hands were shaking. I was on the point of being hysterical and nothing even bad happened. He's never hurt me. Nothing bad has ever happened. It's always just this preconceived notion of it's horrible. So I decided to change the story. Before I went, my story became, I am so lucky I get to go to the dentist. I am so lucky that I have the money to pay to go to the dentist. I'm lucky that it's a clean and friendly office. He's never hurt me. He's always taken care of me. And I am lucky. I am so fortunate to be able to go to the dentist. So I changed my story and I kept telling myself that new story, and I showed up and I was much more calm, and they had to redo a procedure that always makes me crazy because I tend to gag a little bit and all this. It went great. And I wasn't nervous. And I even, of course, I know how nervous I am. So I got to joke around and said, did you notice how calm I was? And I told them about changing my story and how well it worked. So that was great. And so I know that's a little thing, but it is kind of a big thing because it gives you power over the situation and shows you how you can change things. And so I just want to encourage you, think about any situation in your life that you might have some kind of defeated, negative something about it. Whether you've been a failure, which of course we all know failure is not failure, it's an opportunity to learn something. You don't have money. That's so many times I hear people say something like, oh, I can't afford this or I can't afford that, or, oh yeah, it would be great to have a lot of money. But they have to change the story. Become grateful. Being grateful is huge in your life. So become grateful for what you have. I'm so fortunate to have money. You don't have to say how much you have or don't have, just I'm grateful to have money. I'm grateful that I get to buy food. I'm grateful that I get to pay my mortgage or my rent. And then if there is some true shortcomings in your budget, Maybe you bought a car that's too expensive, or you're going beyond your budget. So it's not so much that you don't have enough money, that you're spending too much money. So your story changes that you're grateful for the things you have, and then you don't ignore the negative part of it, but you say something like, I'm going to work on my budget so that I have more free money. Or maybe I'm going to work at improving my job situation so I can make more money, or get a part-time job for a while so I can pay off some mistakes I made debt-wise. Again, there were mistakes that you're going to learn by. And so now you might even get to help somebody else in there. So say, I'm thankful that I'm going to learn how to fix my budget so I might be able to help somebody else in their budget. So every story can be changed. Every story can be turned into an empowerment that you're now the victor or the hero or heroine of that story, and you're empowered by it. And I know sometimes it's hard when we're stuck in the middle of it and we just believe we're so entrenched. We're like, well, that's my story. How can I change it? Yes, you can change it. And sometimes if it's something really tragic that has held you back, you can even change that story. You can't change the tragedy, but you can change the outcome of it, that you learn to be more empathetic towards others. You've gained that knowledge of that tragedy so you can maybe help others. So again, you turn from the victim to the empowerer. And so that's just what I want to encourage you today with, that change the story. Take out the negative, find the gratefulness in every situation. There's got to be something you can be grateful for. Turn things around so that you can see how you can be empowered, maybe even to help someone else. There's always something that we can do. And if we're really stuck somewhere, then you change that story that you're stuck, that you're going to figure out how to get unstuck. So your story is now about what you're going to work towards and who you're going to be or become. So I'm going to encourage you for that, because I know you can do it. And I have a website, Marianne Talks, and if you go on there, you can leave a comment. If you're so stuck in your story, we can have a conversation about it. Maybe I can help you out. So you have a great rest of your day, and think about how you can change your story. Good luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.